Let's see if I could crank up
That's
the
all right.
volume here. Just give me 1 second.
They can all hear us, man. Everything's all good.
Oh, there we
You can
go.
just
There we
watch
go.
my
Now I can hear you
lips
better.
move.
Yeah, there we go. All
Cool,
right,
man.
Well,
So how
thank
you
you very much for
doing?
joining us. I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks to everybody for joining in on our little chat here. Welcome, everyone. Nice to
Thank
see
you.
you all.
And I would like to start off by thanking you very much, Dale. Thank you very much for your time. I know you're a very busy man. I
Well, you
appreciate
know,
you taking something from your busy schedule to,
the
be
older you
part of
get, the more or less, you know, the less time you have to get all this shit done you want to get done.
So everybody, here's a man, the myth, the legend, Dale DeCali. For those of you who don't know, Dale voiced the OG voice for Captain Ginyu. He also did Purunga the Dragon, and most iconically for me, as far as my opinion, he was
Well,
the
for
narrator.
everybody, come on, man. You know, I mean, we already talked about this. I mean, I have to show the hat, and then I have to go next time on Dragon Ball Z.
There you go,
So, you know,
man.
I mean, that's what everybody knows me for. You know, as funny as it sounds, I mean, we figured this out when I first started doing this because, as you know, when we met in Bakersfield and we talked about, you know, the history and stuff like that, I've only been doing this stuff this year. You know, I mean, I had a whole nother life in entertainment doing all kinds of other stuff and didn't really know any of this was going on. So, you know, all this is new to me, and I'm, you know, having a great time going out and doing the cons and meeting people and talking about doing things like what we're talking about doing about.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you're meeting the fans, you're getting out there, and just like me, I couldn't wait to meet you. I'm fortunate enough that I got the opportunity to meet you, and it's crazy because again, I never thought that I would have had the opportunity to meet you. First of all, I live in Bakersfield, California. So it's like a real small town. We don't really get like big voice actors. Only like the biggest thing that we ever get here is Bakersfield Collector Con, and that's only once a year. So it's only like a handful of people that come down. But once I saw that you were coming down, all right, I gotta go. I gotta meet Dale. Can't wait to see him. And then the best.
Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of people haven't gotten a chance to meet me. I mean, because a lot of the people that do this, like Mark Britton and Stephanie and some of my compatriots from the Dragon Ball days and stuff, they've been doing this stuff for years. You know, I was busy being retired and working on my own project. You know, as you know, I got my own, you know, book series and game series and everything I've been working on for years, and I'm finally getting ready to put it out. And that's partly why this all came to be, because I was getting ready to do a Kickstarter campaign until one of the guys that represents me, my main agent Javier, tracked me down like a stalker. And I mean, he was a fan. He really was. He was a fan like everybody else. And he tracked me down and wanted to get some stuff signed. And I said, yeah. And he was only 18 at the time. And we got to talking about this. And yeah, and he's telling me about all this convention stuff and people wanting autographs. And look, I've been, you know, I started out in radio in the early 80s, right? So I've been doing this a long time.
Okay.
So when an 18-year-old kid gets a hold of me and says, oh, dude, no, you can do this and that. You can, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I've been ready to put him off for a couple months, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he got a hold of me November last year. And I started doing this stuff in March. And that's when I started figuring out, like, oh, my God, man. I mean, the effect you had on people doing, you know, Captain Ginyu and Purunga and the narrator, I never realized it. Not at all, you know. I mean, guys like you and stuff come up to the booth. Believe me, you guys blow me away every time I meet somebody. It's just like, you know, I'm in my head, I'm as giddy as you guys are, because I'm going literally just like, I can't believe these people, you know, made this impact and stuff. Because it's almost like doing morning radio like I did in the old days, where you're meeting people that listen to you, you're interacting with your fans. Because, you know, when you do radio, if you don't have fans, you don't have a job because you don't have ratings.
No, definitely. Ratings is everything.
Well, see, that's why I'm the way I am at the conventions, because my job was to be the entertainer, right? My job was to be a character. That's what my morning radio show was. So when you went out and met people, and, you know, I mean, I used to do my show like twice, 2-3 times a week out in the public and stuff, just because I got tired of being in the control room. and not being able to interact with people. And that was the most fun I ever had.
That's great.
So, oh yeah. So this, in a way, is kind of like doing. I tell my manager, this is like doing my morning radio show without having to deal with the radio station. You know, just being able to do all the fun part.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why,
Win-win, right?
you know, this idea that you and I came up with. Well, actually, we didn't come up with this. Turns out, you know, people are doing this all over, but I don't think they're doing it the way we want to do it.
Which is something special.
Well, people are hip to this idea of private signings. They've been going on for years, and you know, and I understood that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the guys that I work with just finished doing some, and as a matter of fact, I've got a couple scheduled coming up later on in the year. But from what I understand, most of them are done with like brokers who organize stuff, get it together, and then bring it in. They sign it. They may or may not videotape it. They may or not do any kind of interaction.
Right.
But I got to thinking about it, you know, and like I said, going back to my old radio days, you and I talked about this, and we decided that maybe we could do it, you know, maybe not any different than anybody else, but certainly a little more thorough and a little more entertaining than everybody else.
For sure. A little bit in the biggest part of this too, that's going to be a little bit more one-on-one.
Yeah, it's going to be like a virtual con, actually, in a way, because it's going to be a 2-day event. You know, I mean, you know, I got some notes. So I made some notes so we don't get lost in this whole thing. So I can actually explain this to people, and pardon my foot because I'm kicking my stand.
You're good.
But
the best thing about you, Dale, like since like how like when I met you, like I'm never gonna forget our meet and greet. You're real down to earth. You're one of my favorite celebrities. You were really easy to talk to. You know, like I had never met you in the past, right? And when I approached your booth, as soon as you and I, you know, started talking, I literally felt like I was talking to somebody in my family. You know, you're real down to earth. You're real easy to talk to. I felt like I could ask you any question, and I felt like I wasn't like taking your time, and you wanted to talk to me as much as I wanted to talk to you, which was great.
See, that's the whole thing. I was so good in radio because everything I'm doing is genuine. I really enjoy what I do. I really enjoy meeting people. It's why I made a living in entertainment. I mean, you know, I've done all kinds of things. I'm a retired lighting, sound, and video engineer from the IATSE union. I own my own video company. I've had several recording studios. I've produced bands. I did the 2 soundtracks for Dragon Ball, which ultimately got me a record deal with Universal, and then I toured the country recording blues festivals for my series called Along the Highway. So, you know, I was a portion parts and service guy, and a mechanic, and a warehouse guy, like with a regular job like everybody else. And I backdoored my way into radio and got the chance to decide what I wanted to do with my life. And for all the highs and lows, it's been a wild ride, but a great one. And I love being in entertainment. And this is one of the fun parts about it. Like I said, making an impact on people 25 years ago, and then getting a chance to meet them now and hang out with them. Which is why our thing, I think, will be a little different than most people's, because that's what we're going to try to recreate. We're going to try to recreate a con down to the fact that it's a one-on-one personal signing with people. And plus the fact they get a video, so JSA will be able to, you know, they won't have to worry about a JSA certification. They'll have their own video certification.
You know what? And I think, in my opinion, that's the best part, because sometimes when it comes to like certification, it's kind of difficult to prove it. But since we're doing this whole live thing, you know, they got the proof right there. As soon as you sign it, there's a proof. Send it right over to JSA. Bam, there's a certification.
Well, yeah. See, like, are you reading the chat that people are chatting in? Because I'm not reading it still.
You know what's crazy is I'm not getting any messages on mine, any comments. I'm not seeing anything on my end.
I am. Pardon me, guys. I can see 20/20, but you know what cataract surgery does? It makes you choose between long range and short range. And I'm happy I can see long range, but I gotta wear these damn glasses.
Yeah, like I'm not seeing anything on my end. I'm telling you,
I've seen a couple go by, so sorry if I didn't see them, guys. Anyway, well, I've got this list of things of how I think it should go, and we talked about this. Let me go over it just so everybody kind of understands what's happening. Like we said, it's going to be like a virtual Comic-Con, where it'll be a 2-day event. Now, what we need to do in order to make this work is just like anything, you know, where they got to get a minimum to make stuff work. We need 50 people minimum to sign up. All right. So if you have a collectible, day one is your day. So we get 50 people or more. We can get more if we want, but if you have a poster or a figurine or a Funko or something that's special to you, like the Purungas that you can't get, then what you're going to do is you're going to be on the Saturday show. And what you're going to do is you're going to box up your product. Let's see. Will Goku finally finish going Super Saiyan on Dragon Ball? I don't know. You're going to have to ask the show, or maybe get a hold of Colin, because he's doing that Son of Trunks thing that is really cool. Man, it's got like 200,000 views, and I'm narrating it for him. He's got a second episode coming out soon. So you'll send anyway. You'll see how easy I get sidetracked. That's why I wrote my notes.
No.
So you'll box yours up, put in a return seal, return sticker, however you want it shipped back, with your insurance, because we want your product to be insured, start to finish. And you're going to send it to an address that Jesse's going to post. And that's after we get the 50 people sign up, because this is going to take 3 weeks to do this. Once we get everybody signed up, he's going to post on there that we've got our 50 people. Mm-hmm. The next thing is you're going to have a week to pay through however Jesse sets it up to take the money to pay for your slot. And we're going to take 1 through 50, the people who sign up, and they're going to get in an order on a list, 1 through 50. Then you're going to have 2 more weeks to pack up your collectible, send it in to Jesse's address, completely wrapped up and sealed. He'll have it. So then on that Saturday, we'll post that list prior to that anyway. We'll post that list as soon as we get people signed up. But on that Saturday, what we'll do is, in order on that list, we will, just like Christmas, we'll open your present. We'll take it out and take a look at it and see how great it is. I will sign it. We will repack it right there in front of you, put the seal on it so it's all ready to go, and it'll be shipped out first thing, I think, whenever you can get there, probably Monday morning. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that's how your stuff is going to work. Now, like any con, I'm going to bring stuff that I would normally bring that people might want to get autographed. Like, for example, I make my own narrator Funko, which you can only get from me. They're limited edition. I only make 100 of each little design, and JSA knows all about them. So, because, Funko's hard to get you to make one, so I had to make my own through their Pop Yourself. But they're pretty popular. So, anyway.
Sorry to interrupt, Dale, but would you happen to have one to showcase?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. I'm packing up for a show that I'm going to next weekend at West Palm Beach, Florida. In case you're in Florida, come visit. We're going to be at West Palm Beach.
There you go. You guys got to meet Dale. He's a great guy.
Well, there's a glare from whatever's going on. I think it's the TV. It caught it. So anyway, yeah, there's the...
what I'll do is I'll post it. I'll post it.
There's the narrator Funko right there. Well, it's backward, too. Why is it... Oh, I don't understand why it's backward in the camera.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess I'm backward, too, folks. So anyway, yeah. So on Sundays, like up until the time we do the first show on Saturday, Jesse will have a list of some of the stuff that I'm going to bring with me when I go down to do the show, like prints and then those. And I've got some tumblers. He's an amazing artist. I actually contract with him to make a couple of things for me to sell as a fan artist. I have these tumblers that I sell, and I also have these tiles that I'm going to be selling too. Anyway, you can sign up to buy one of those, and those prices will be posted up there. And then on Sunday, I'll come back in and I'll personally sign that. And that will also have your certification and a quote. All the stuff comes with quotes too. So you're actually going to get this stuff for $10 less than you would at a con by most of the artists, because most people are going to charge like $90 for a $60 signature and a $20 video and a $10 quote. And we're going to charge $80 for everything.
Which is crazy, because like I've even seen it, because like there's a couple celebrities I've been wanting to meet, and there's been celebrities that they charge like $80 to $90 just for a signature, no certification, no video, no nothing. Like I've seen that they what they offer is like a group package for what they have. They include a signature, they include a video and a picture, and it's like $160 for the whole package. I'm just like, man, that is crazy. And then on top of that, like it's like, so it's you got to worry about your fees, you got to worry about everything else. But nonetheless, we'll get into that later. But I'll let you continue,
Well,
Dale.
no,
Sorry, I just had to throw
no,
that in there.
you're right to where we need to go. So that's where it is. The fee would be $80 for each one. And at the end of the day, if you think about it, you're not having to park, you're not having to go someplace, catch a plane, or go out of town to a con or pay a con fee or something for a collectible that you may never run into the artist.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I've only done 7 cons so far. I've got some more scheduled, but still the chances are it's going to be years before you might actually run into me unless you spend a few $100 to go to a show.
Right.
So this is a great way for people, I think, to do it.
Yeah, and I think when I mean, even especially for me, because like there's been like so many the biggest thing for me is I always want to get my figures signed. So I always want to get my figures signed, like just how you sign like practically like my whole most of my collection as far as like the characters that you voiced. And the hardest part for me is travel, right?
Yeah.
My mobility is very limited. Most of you guys don't know, but unfortunately, I'm on crutches. So, like, for me, like to be able to get on an airplane or drive there, or depending on where it's at. And you guys know, you guys are very well aware that most of the biggest actors are usually like in Texas, New York, like the biggest cities, right?
Where they do
I,
the shows.
yeah, so I reside in a real small town. It's Bakersfield, California. We don't get much here. So with this is I wish I could have seen something like this in the past because I would have jumped on it. And then it's great because especially how we're doing it, how we're doing the whole video scenario, it's gonna be one-on-one. And again, this is gonna be on a first come, first serve basis. So the sooner you guys message me, the sooner that you guys contact me, you guys inform me that you guys want to do this, I'm gonna start taking a list. It's gonna be again, like Dale previously mentioned, it's gonna be a minimum of 50 participants. So one once we do that, like the sooner you reach out to me, your name's gonna be at the top of the list. We're gonna be doing videos. We're gonna film in the whole con. It's gonna be a one. It's gonna be a one-on-one thing. So, let's say number one comes off right off the bat. Right, number one comes in. We're gonna showcase your item. We're gonna open the box right then and there, and we're gonna talk to you directly. So again,
Yeah,
like
live chat.
right, it's gonna be a live video
It's
chat.
going to be like you're there, except you're not. But
Yeah,
in this modern age, with technology, it's as close to being there as you can.
yeah,
And
for
the
sure.
reason we're publishing the list, folks, is so that you don't have to watch the whole video,
Mm-hmm.
because it'll be it'll be permanently up. So you can always go look at it if you didn't get a chance to see it. But say you're number 34. All right. Well, you can tune in from time to time and see where we're at. So you didn't have to watch the whole thing. But
Mm-hmm.
when 34 comes up, everybody knows that number 34 was you, and this was your amazing caricature. And you asked me to sign this, and we will publish a list of quotes. There'll be a list of probably a dozen different quotes that you can pick from. And then, because that'll, like I said, that's all included in it. And then we'll show me signing the quote, talking to you about it, answering anything you've got to say in the live chat, because hopefully you're tuned in at the time. That's the whole reason for the list, actually.
Yeah.
And then packed up and ready to go and on its way. And that your figurine, your Funko, your poster, whatever, left exactly the way it was sent out from your place.
Right. Because again, we're not going to open it until we go live.
No,
So,
no, that's the thing. It's like I said, it's gonna be like a big Christmas where I get to open all the
yep.
presents in front of you guys.
And then
Christmas for
here's
me.
go ahead.
I say Christmas for me because I get
Oh,
to open
right.
all the
Yeah.
presents in front of everybody.
Yeah.
See, this is, obviously you guys see my short beard. Well, years ago, my beard used to be out to here. Maybe someday I'll show you one of those pictures. But I would
You guys
truly
can
look
see
like
it.
Santa Claus if I let it grow out. So just think of this as you sending presents to Santa Claus.
Right. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
He signs them, Santa Claus, and then sends them back to you. What a deal.
And then here are a few items that I had Dale sign for me at the con. Here's the Perunga pop.
Yeah, this is stuff that I rarely see because, the Perungas were only available. Now, see, this is me not knowing enough about this and you guys all knowing.
Yeah.
But
So,
evidently that was only available at one con.
yeah. It states here 2019 Spring Convention.
Yeah, I have one sitting on the shelf over here in the corner that isn't signed because it's mine. But I had to go on eBay and buy it because I wanted to have at least one of everything.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
For sure. And then the biggest one that I had, which unfortunately I can't showcase it because like it's like a really huge box.
Yeah,
It's
you
kind of
got the real
difficult for me
big
to carry
Corona.
it.
I
Yeah,
told
so
you I've signed 3 of those. I've seen 3 of those, and everybody who brought them to me did the same thing you did. As soon as I signed it, I said, "Yeah, I'm not selling this. I'm
yeah,
putting
right
this."
now there's no way. Yeah, I'm not
So
selling that.
it's on display at a couple different stores. And then you saw, I don't know if you guys saw on my Instagram page where I signed that huge mural for the CBD store in Bakersfield. Remember when I went over to Piccolo?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
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 they had
yeah,
that
yeah.
they had that like 10-foot Moronga mural on the wall, and I signed the whole wall.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
great. Oh, I bet
that
they're
was too much
loving it.
fun, man. I had a ball doing that.
And then here's a bigger one too. Well, I don't have it's SH Figure Arts, but I don't have the big SH Figure Arts. I mean, I do, but I can't carry it
That's
in.
a real
But
cool figurine.
yeah, it's
I
huge.
love when
It's
that
huge.
thing shows up. You know, I've only signed a few of them, but man, they are so cool looking.
Yeah, but I'm gonna share pictures of it. That way, you guys can see all the stuff I have signed. But here's one of the biggest ones. You guys know more than anybody. You guys know just as well as I do. Is this guy right here? SH Figure Arts Captain Ginyu,
Yeah.
the captain himself. This guy is sold out everywhere. So if you guys have him, I highly suggest sending this guy in right now or whenever we do the live or have this guy signed. Again, Dale D. Cali is the OG voice actor for Captain Ginyu. I looked, you guys can't get this guy anywhere anymore. So if you guys have him, get him signed. Do not miss this once in a lifetime opportunity. Get him signed. I did. I have 3 of them, and trust me, I'm not selling any of those. Yeah, I got all 3 of them signed. I'm like, nope, I'm taking those to the grave. Like,
Yeah, you got to will them to your family so that they can
yeah,
keep them as heirlooms. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. So those are going, yeah, for sure, for sure. Like I loved every second of it. I loved it. And you know what? Like again, this is huge. You know, it's huge. It's gonna be a
Well, hopefully
one-on-one
it will be.
thing.
I mean, hopefully, people will take advantage of it. I mean, it's a little bit different than the way I do with these other ones, like I said, because they're, organized by brokers who,
Right.
who are doing the same thing, trying to give people access. I think what we're trying to do is just give, all the people, because I know you're involved in some of the chat rooms and stuff where people talk about, about getting autographs for figurines and posters and other
Mhm.
collectibles that they've gotten, but they may not be able to see the actors. So, maybe this will work out. My son bought me that figure for Christmas. It's my favorite. Oh,
Which
cool.
one? Is it the
Just,
the
uh,
the Ginyu?
the Ginyu one. Yeah,
Oh,
man. Well, congratulations. I'm glad you got that one, man, because we've been
yeah,
looking
you
for it.
got
I'd like
lucky.
to have one.
You know what?
I'm going to have to go on search. Maybe I'll have to pry one out of your hands.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'll send her your way, Dale. For sure. 100%.
Yeah, when we see each other, maybe I'll have to like trade you a couple of narrator Funkos for
Nah,
it,
nah, nah, no
hang
worries, no worries.
in there because I got to do something for you.
Nah, that'll be my gift to you, Dale. That'll be
All
my
right,
gift
so
to you.
have we covered everything? I mean, I think we have, right? We got what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, the reason, the minimum. Oh, and by the way, that's the thing. If this works out successful, and you guys are really into this, and we do get a lot of people signed up, then I've talked to a few other actors, and they're hip to the idea. And if this works out, then I think maybe I can talk them into doing the same thing. They'll just decide what their minimum is, and when they hit their minimum, then they'll come to a virtual con as well. So, this could be a cool thing. We'll see what happens.
So there you have it, fam. You see, if we make this happen, this won't be the first or last time that we do this. And the plus is that we'll get numerous and different voice actors to participate. So let's make it happen,
So
And
spread the
again,
word, ladies and gentlemen. Let everybody know. And,
yeah,
obviously I hope to see you, live and almost in person
yeah,
at our
yeah.
first virtual con.
And then again, a couple things to keep in mind, or when it comes to pricing, is signatures. Well, when you send you guys figures, it's $80 each, right?
Yeah.
The benefit about that is you don't have to worry about travel, meaning air flight. You don't have to worry about getting a airplane ticket. You don't have to worry about covering gas. For me, most of the places that I would like to go to is New York because that's a huge one, right? Even San Diego, all those places, they're huge. But again, you had to consider, well, for me, it would be gas to drive down to San Diego. And gas prices right now are ridiculous. For me to go to New York, airplane ticket, it's crazy expensive. So those are things I consider. So therefore, for me, traveling isn't an option.
Well, that's
Six.
what the minimum's for. See, is that there's a lot of people who live in Texas or live, in New York or other places that if they got hip to this idea and said, okay, with my travel and everything, I need to do at least 80 people, or I have to do at least 70 people. Well, it's nice to meet you too, Miles. I just saw a text on there. That's why I got my glasses on, so I can actually try to see the text they come.
I'm
Pleasure
sorry,
to meet
Dale,
you
that I
too,
can't.
buddy. Um,
I'm sorry, Dale, that I can't reply to
oh no,
people. I don't know what's
no,
going
that's
on.
okay. They're sending them to me. Like Miles says, you made my childhood awesome.
Oh, that's
Funny you say
fantastic.
that, Miles, because
He
usually
made
my
mine too.
response to conventions is the same way I did with Jesse. I see him. I see you guys staring at the banner, and then I look at you and say, "So you guys a big fan?" And inevitably, everybody goes, "Oh yeah." And then I said, "So you obviously remember next time on Dragon Ball Z." And then for about 30 seconds, you guys all turn into 8-year-old kids sitting in front of the TV.
Right, right. Tell me that's not a kind.
If I can
Tell me
get a
that's not
custom
ironic,
figure
guys.
printed, painted in time, yeah, as whatever you guys have to send in, I'll sign. That's the whole thing about this. That's what Saturday's for. Saturday's for your custom stuff. Whatever you get done, whatever you get finished, that's what comes in on Saturday. And then if you want to buy something from me, like a Funko or something like that, you'll be able to dial in on Sunday. So it'll be just like going to a con.
For sure,
So
definitely.
and the reason we do that is because hopefully we're going to get a bunch of people. We're not going to limit it to 50. I mean, I've been, look, I got scared. I got a little scared when my friend said, today we were talking about this. And my friend said, oh, yeah, man, sometimes you can draw 300-400 people. It's like, what? Huh? He says, yeah, one of them, we had to shut off at 400 people because we were getting posters and stuff because everybody wanted to get their posters signed. And see, I understand that now because a lot of people bring up posters because they want multiple signatures. They want to get everybody from the
Right.
show or everybody from, who played a certain character or that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you start getting 400 of them, and you want to try to be intimate with everybody, yeah, that takes a little while. So, if
Yeah.
some,
It does.
so, hopefully we'll hit a cutoff. I mean, hopefully not 15 people will sign up, but, but we're also basing it on figures because that's the thing too. If we've got 35 people, but they got 75 pieces of product, well, then we're going to do that as well because, they all take the same amount of time. So it'll depend on both of those. But that's the main reason that there's a limit is because not every artist lives where I do, so that I can get to Bakersfield real easy because I live out here on the west. So it's easy for me to drive out there.
Yeah.
But some people, if we do this with some people, they're going to have to fly from Texas. They're going to have to fly from New York. So some of them are scattered around other places because they may not be in the business anymore, but they're still out signing, that kind of thing. Because there's a lot of people out there that were original OG actors and stuff for a lot of these shows that aren't doing shows anymore. They're like me; they had other lives and they're doing other things. So they're kind of scattered all over the world, especially all over the country. So, but anyway. Well, I'll tell you what, man. If anybody's got any more questions, why don't you go over it with them and let them know? And
Yeah.
I got to
I'll
get
cover
back to
everything.
packing because I'm trying to get ready for West Palm Beach. So, and
Gotcha. Yeah.
hopefully, if you guys are down in Florida and you get a chance to come by, it's the biggest. From what I understand, it's the biggest Dragon Ball reunion in the Southeast. I think there's going to be 5 or 6 of us original, or 5 or 6 of us English actors, plus a bunch of guys, I think, from the Hispanic side. So there's going to be a ton of DBZ actors down there. So, and it's a 3-day show, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So,
Yeah. I wish I could be there, Dale. I wish I could be there, but
well, that's all right,
again,
man.
what?
Hopefully we'll see each other soon doing this. Hopefully we'll do this in, just a few weeks. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. I'll keep you posted, Dale. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you updated, and then I'll cover everything. I'll make a brand new post. I'll cover everything and make sure that everybody's well aware. And if I have any questions, I'll contact you. And in the meantime, we'll talk about it and see what we could do and what we could work
All
out.
right, man. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one.
Well,
We'll
thank
see
you,
you
Dale.
later.
Appreciate
All
it.
right.
Thank you very much. Stay safe, Dale.
Thanks.
All right, bye. Have a good one. All right, guys. So there you have it. Big secret voice actor is finally revealed.